pick things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the second time last season. 885 yards, 10 touchdowns. And that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin. From just shy of midfield, Rivers, complete. It's Henry. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And they have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Rivers on first down. This is caught inside the 15. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely look for.
Camera miss was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead.
Let's go. We need business today. No more wins. Man, remember I get back. I get back.
Following the touchdown,
you got to keep
kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Once rain.
Oakland set to get the football here in a second. And, some teams, they sort of kind of do their training camp quietly, not make a lot of noise. And then there's the Raiders. I mean, where to start? You start with Antonio Brown in the last month or so. He'd arrived at Steeler camp previously in a helicopter or a Rolls Royce. So he shows up to his first Raider camp in what, Charles? A hot air balloon. Well, it is Napa.
It is Napa, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Doesn't got him got a chance to see the beautiful countryside as he floated in. And then, of course, came the foot issues.
Yes. Boy, we've all seen that picture one too many times.
Can't unsee it. All right? And so therapy gone wrong in France.
I came down. I saw you going to hit one of them. I said, it's two of them. I don't know which one. I came down.
He's no longer certified. This is past his 10-year limit.
That's really good.
Took a grievance to the NFL. Lost the
really
grievance
good eyes.
So we got to find out if he's going to put on a different helmet and come out and play.
You had two of them, though.
Media, he said, hey, if anybody has
you were down.
This is what I'm looking for, please send it to me.
He just needs it certified starting 2011 to fit inside the league timeline, but he hasn't found one yet. But you did say these are the Raiders, right? Never a dull moment in their camp.
And, of course, they'll have the TV cameras following them all camp camp and preseason long. Don't you worry. You're going to get your fill of the Oakland Raiders.
Going to look deep for Wilson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
He's going deep for Brown. And this one taking it on the right side in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. As Los Angeles comes out here, Charles, want to get your thoughts on the holdout of Melvin Gordon, because that's really the story in training camp for the Chargers. Now, his reps have said that he wants to be traded, but if you think about it right now, really not a whole lot of landing spots at this point, are there?
And you think in this league, how many teams value a running back that highly to make the deal that you would for Melvin Gordon? That's another reason that there aren't many landing spots for him. And then you also have to say, L.A. was 4-0 without him last year. So do they go ahead and roll the dice and say, guess what, Melvin, here's the deal? Or do they say, well, we really do value you and give him more of what he's looking for? It'll be an interesting dance between management and Melvin Gordon heading into it.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. After 7-0 on EA Sports. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Talk to her about that. Me and her right now. Talk.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You hear me?
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
I see me and Mom and talked about her getting my car and take y'all out tomorrow.
If you're one to the good, go ahead and try and pressure
advantage. You gotta talk to her about that. I made plans for her to take y'all out.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're hoping to do better than they did in their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run. Sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On second down, Jacobs. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back.
If it's slack up or something, man, I can I'll see about
throwing on first down, and the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr, and we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
And Derek Carr just keeps improving. He can be dangerous not just inside the pocket, but we see here outside of it as well.
Kid born in California, played his high school ball in Texas, had quarterback written all over.
And
they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
My dad's kind of
another first down.
It's a possibility.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
They run it with Jacobs. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 36, Carr over the middle here to Wilson. And he'll go down at the 28. That one a first down pickup of 8. Well, Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Luke Wilson, 28 yards.
That's crazy.
As they are now on the board here in the first half.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense
just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game.
What? The damn wind. I thought it didn't give you the point. You missed that shit. Oh, they didn't give him the point. Damn, the winner. Dividend.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it, he's going to catch it, When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing. But there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rivers again. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
I see you, young man. I see
you.
you.
The early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, it really, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it, and I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Potomac, Maryland.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Sometimes it's design, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Buying time to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. backs, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw his Carr. Steps away to his left. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Williams. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Darian Conley. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. He's still having trouble moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, so much for halftime adjustment. Sometimes the best adjustment you make is no adjustment. You just do things better. But in this case, I think an adjustment was in order. They may have to change up and start throwing the ball around a little bit more.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he locates Luke Wilson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, Great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
To throw, it's Carr. And the pressure gets to him again. Joey Bosa, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around.
Defense, man.
6 sacks given up in this one.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide.
I don't have to score no more.
The score will stay right where it is.
I didn't just play defense.
Obviously, that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's going to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to look deep for his running back, Gordon. That's caught inside the 20. And Gordon will work his way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 54 yards. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot in the end zone and made it pay off.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 21 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a...
This is caught at the 20. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Welcome back now here in London. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Forced out to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Quarterback Phillip Rivers has faced these Oakland Raiders a lot in his career. All the years he's been a starter, playing them twice a season. Career record against him really, really good. 18-8. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Rivers. Rolling to his right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find it. Find it.
On 2nd and 10. Rivers got Gordon open, completes it.
Hello, dear.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
I can't send it straight to you, man. You gotta catch that card, man.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. Flush to his right. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
Hey, tell her I need her to send me. Hey, tell her. No, tell her I was deleting everything on my phone one day. And, I kind of didn't save some stuff, so I kind of like search some stuff, see something. Search some stuff, do something. I kind of lost a lot of stuff, man.
Flushed out right. And he's clean at the 10-yard line. And he takes it.
Was he involved in that? Was he the other person that got shot? Yeah, that was him there. Me and Pick was trying to figure it out because we know they hung together. But I didn't know that was Corn that got shot.
And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract.
We just seen him in the mall. I just talked over him in the mall. I did with something in kids' schools. I'm sure. That's crazy. Yeah, he went to church with Peyton. His daddy, his family go to church with Faith them. They say he's on the court, you know. But you know, they say his brother died in the streets like that too, both of them, which, you know. They say his brother was well known. A dude named Pip from Congo.
Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So this drive spans 7 plays.
Remember the church thing? Do something you made no points, man. Send me them back, man. I'm gonna tell you that. That's why I ain't got nothing done. Cause shit,
following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things out. That's the only way.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Joey Bosa. Who else? He's in there
stop Jamari from doing that crap. Jamari get out there fighting toenails too.
The amount of
and this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing
no. I thought
you have to claw your way back in. That one's gonna hurt, and in a big way.
I wasn't rushing. I thought you were saying it to everybody.
Midfield and into Raider territory.
Crazy.
Jonathan Hankins in on the stop. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
They ran out with Faith and Melinda.
So Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45.
Right. I know Hargrave would take me.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Got a man, it's complete. Williams.
I don't know. I'm about to make some calls.
He's brought down at the 31. Give him 6 yards to the first down. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it?
Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it? Yeah. This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Yeah, man, you ain't born,
and
man.
they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and it was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Pressure from his right, and he goes down.
Let's go.
So celebration down on the field for a good, hard-fought victory here. And it was a defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say cheerio from London.
Time for the game, play like children. Hey, I like how Tanya put that 7714 on that Cash App. I was like, damn, 7714. Why the fuck have I never seen so familiar? I said, oh, that's my address. I was like, oh, that's dope. Oh, your Cash App name is Cash, the cash sign Sue 7714. I was like, oh, that shit, that's dope. I just like them numbers. I'm about to start playing them bitches. Oh, excuse me. Damn, I'm excited, mom. Excuse me. I'm about to start playing them numbers, though. Yeah, where's my address? Oh, as soon as I seen it, I was like 7747, and I was like, oh, that's the address. Oh, okay. I said, let me call these niggas. Well, I know that shit right. Hey, smart move. Okay. Yeah, that would have been hard to figure out. I know that's right. Keep that. I don't even know, man. Like, I don't even know. That was dope. Now I don't remember the phone number. Of course, I could never get to that 14 off where 14 court. That was just that address. 33055. I remember that. Can't forget that. Yeah, that's bonus right there. All right, Mom. I just wanted to call you. Did she tell you? Did you got a PIN number? That's your PIN. Is that the PIN number? Because the only thing you gotta do is swipe and put your PIN in there and pay for whatever. It's just like having a credit card, but it's your own money. The card is where people can send you money. You can send people money real fast with this shit. Like in an instant. But you can pay for stuff with it at the same time. It's like having money, man. But you know, it's on the card. All right. Play with me. I'm a beast.